The Munro Challenge in Scotland takes us to some wild and remote places. All 282 peaks have slightly different views, but these hard to reach areas have a different feel to them altogether. So come and join me on today's adventure as I try to bag a prize peak for Munro baggers in one of the most remote areas in Scotland. Well, good morning guys, and welcome to another Munro adventure today. So I'm currently in Attadale Gardens, and this is going to be the start point of today's epic adventure. Now, this route today is around 24-25 miles. A lot of it is going to be covered by the bike, but these are two of the remotest Munros in Scotland, so I'm looking forward to this. As you can see, the sun's about to rise and I think it's going to be a stunning day. But I'll tell you more about these two Munros a bit further in. So yeah, I better make a start on this epic adventure today. Well, I was warned about this cycle in that there's a lot of up and downhill on the way in and the way out, but I didn't think I'd be pushing the bike this early. But anyways, as I mentioned there's a lot of uphill sections on this route in towards the Munros, but there's also a lot of downhill too, which makes things a little bit easier. Well, this is one of the toughest cycles I think I've ever done. What an amount of height gained to get to this point. I mean, it's going to be fun coming out here, but yeah, this is hard. But I'm hoping once I get over here, it goes down into the glen. Thankfully, shortly after that, things were going back downhill again, which was good for this part of the journey, but I knew I'd have to come back out this way at the end of the day. Wow, what a morning! And this is some cycle this. I've been on the go for just over an hour and I am dropping into this glen now. The part of this walk that I'm not looking forward to is coming back out of here. That's going to be tough. But in the distance, you can see the two remote Munros for today. Now the first one is the one that you can see to the right hand side. The second one, you can only just see the top of it just next to it. What a brilliant morning. Now, time is getting on, so I think I better crack on to where I'm going to park my bike. So the cycle continued for a good few miles from that point, and just as I approached the base I reached Bendronig Lodge, which was set right at the foot of these two Munros. I've finally reached the point where I'm going to drop the bike, Loch Calavie. So I'll give you a closer look at that. What a stunning place this is, and a fantastic feeling of remoteness too. This is just the middle of nowhere, this, literally. And I can see the two Munros just behind the camera there. So that was a long cycle in, around about 2.5 hours. Yeah, anyway, I'm going to ditch the bike and start heading uphill. Just a quick update for you then. I've made it to the Bidein between the two Munros. Didn't take long, just about 45 minutes. Have a look at some of these views though. Stunning. You can see the two Munros from here. That is Lurg Mhòr just behind me there. And behind the camera is the second Munro. Doesn't look too far, to be honest. And I think I'll probably get these two out and backs done pretty quickly. Now I am in the snow line. It is nice and soft at the moment. I have got crampons and ice axe if required, but I don't think the ground's too steep, so we'll see how we get on. But yeah, let's crack on towards Lurg Mhòr. The height was quickly gained from this point, and before I knew it, I was on that final approach towards the summit of this first Munro. Wow, I can see the summit of this prized remote Munro. I'm pretty much speechless. Oh, finally! Oh, the top of Lurg Mhòr. What a special summit this is. Probably one of the most remote summits I've got left on my Munro round. This translates roughly to the Big Shin, something along that lines, and it's 986 metres high. I'm just admiring the views in every direction, so I'll give you a closer look at them. There isn't any words I can use that'll do this justice today. I'll try and show you some of the Munros in the distance that are recognisable. So there's the Coolin Ridge on the Isle of Skye in that direction. Over here is the prominent peaks of Attadale with Liach, Bidein, and over here I had a fantastic day on that group of Munros. I think that's Choire, and I can't remember the names of the other one, Mulunde I think, in the background. And behind me you can maybe just see a lovely little ridge that tails off the side of this Munro. Out of this world. Right, I think I've spent long enough up here. I've almost forgotten how remote this Munro is and how long it's going to take me to get that second Munro and then back out of here. So yeah, these views are incredible. That's the only word I can use just now. I think it's going to take me around about an hour to get to that next one, back to the Bidein, then up and across. I think it's slightly lower than this one. So yeah, let's go to Munro number 2. So just a quick update. That's me back at the Bidein between the two Munros. You can see the next one behind me, Cheesecake as it's known. It looks huge, but it's actually 40 metres less than the one before it. So I came down there, I didn't film much of it because I had to take care. This soft sugary snow is quite slippy, and this really is not the place to go over your ankle or have an injury. So yeah, it's a lonely old walk this. I haven't seen another person since leaving Attadale Gardens this morning. Yes, pure solitude. So I'm going to crack on. I'm not going to film too much up the second Munro for today. I have to admit, by this point my legs were getting quite tired. It took me a bit longer than expected to get out to Lurg Mhòr and back, but yeah, it wasn't long before I had gained some height. Oh, I'm knackered. What a pull up that was. Didn't take too long, but we're just about at the summit. Here we go. There it is, the second Munro. Bidein, Choire, Sheasgaich, or Cheesecake, otherwise known as. Oh my god. Slightly narrow bit of ridge just towards the summit there. Maybe looks worse because you can't see a path and it is covered in snow. I'll give you a wee look at that bit just now. Slightly nervous when I was crossing it, but yeah, just kept calm and got on with it. I think this is 948 metres high. I'm not 100% sure the translation, so I'll put it on the screen just now, but yeah, I am knackered. I can't linger here too long as I've got that huge cycle out. But yeah, I'll try and show you some of the views. Well, that is Lurg Mhòr behind me there. I'm just taking a bit of care. There's not a whole lot of room on this summit, but that is some view. I didn't realise how big and prominent it was when I was going up the face, but from this angle you can see it is a huge mountain. You can just see that ridge in the distance. It's almost pinnacles off the other side. Yeah, brilliant. Brilliant views today. This mountain Cheesecake just drops right off the side. I'm not going to get too close, but yeah, that is some drop off that side there. Still great views. Some more clouds. I think that's south. That must be towards the Monar docks and into Monar, I would say. Not 100% sure on that. There's just so many peaks in the distance there. But yeah, amazing views. You can see right down Loch Monar from this direction. A really, really remote part of Scotland. And I'm just going to get out of shot here, but you can see Sgurach and Sgurconich. I think that's the names. And I remember this time last year I was on them and I seen the views of these two Munros. They were covered by cloud. I remember one of them looked a bit like a witch's hat. That's probably Lurg Mhòr, but yeah. Right, I think I'm going to get a quick bite to eat up here, take in the views, and then I better start heading back down.
Nothing else to do. Oh, the witch's hat. Kiss her if you can. Learn that. Stolen floor. Living in the day. Less slow. Very end, you're free.
Look at that view towards the Cooling Ridge, prominent in the distance there. Brilliant. So yeah, I'm going to have to carefully make my way down from here and pick up my bike for that long cycle. So I'll catch you once I'm back down at my bike. That is a good sight. Back to the bike. Now that's 18 miles covered, around 8 hours, so I've got about 3 hours of daylight left, so I should just make it out before it gets dark. I better give you my review before I make this long cycle out. Plus it gives me an excuse to take a seat for 5 minutes, so... Oh man! What a day I've had today, bagging these 2 really remote Munros. I really enjoyed it. It has been tough, but I will say it's been worth it. The views from either of them Munros is just out of this world. So it's got to get a solid 9.5 out of 10. I think Cheesecake stands out a little bit more. It's just a sheer drop off the other side. It kind of caught me off guard once I reached it. But I've just knocked 0.5 off because I've got to reascend to get back out of here, and then I'll freewheel back to my van. So that's about it for this video. I'll maybe show you a clip of me once I arrive back at my van. We'll see what time of day it is. I could probably sit here all day. That sun is warm. Such a difference from being up at the top of that Munros. A stunning location. Thanks for watching today, and I hope you'll join me for some more Munros in the next one. Okay, that's me back at the van, absolutely knackered. Now that took 10 hours 11 minutes and was 27.66 miles, so a fair trek. So that's it, I'll see you in the next adventure.